Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a good week. Today is May 30th, 2025. And as we roll into June, this is your Friday planning video. Now, before I dig into this too much, I want to remind you that this and a lot of the planning topics I talk about do require your other team members. This is not a legal or tax advice for you. This will require your legal and tax advisors. So please, let's bring them in at the right time. Now, let's talk about one of the hardest and most important topics in planning, long-term care. Now, nobody wants to think about needing some help someday, but the truth is about 70% of people over age 65 will need some form of long-term care. That could mean home care, assisted living, or nursing home services, and yet it's one of the most avoided conversations in financial planning. Why? Because it's emotional. It touches on aging, health, independence, and money. But here's what I've seen over and over. The families who talk about it early and plan ahead are the ones who go through it with far less stress and more dignity. So what does good long-term care planning look like? First, it starts with a conversation. What are your values around aging? Would you prefer to stay in your home as long as possible? Are you open to moving into a facility if needed? Who would you want involved in your care decisions? These aren't easy questions, but they are essential. Second, we're going to look at costs. Long-term care is expensive. National averages for private nursing home rooms are now over $100,000 a year and rising. Even in-home care, which feels more manageable, can add up fast if it becomes round the clock, for sure. That's why we build long-term care costs into your retirement projections. We test scenarios. What happens if one spouse needs care for 3 years or both? How does that affect your portfolio, your income needs, or your inheritance goals? Third, we're going to talk about funding options. There are generally 3 ways to pay for care: self-funding from your own savings and investments, insurance, traditional long-term care or hybrid long-term care with long-term care benefits, and government programs like Medicaid, though those come with asset and income limits and may restrict some of your care choices. Each option has pros and cons. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but knowing your options early allows us to make smart, proactive decisions, not rushed ones later. Fourth, we're going to talk logistics. Who would coordinate your care? How do we make sure that your spouse or your adult children aren't overwhelmed? Do you have powers of attorney in place so decisions can be made if you're unable to? Long-term care planning isn't just about you. It's about protecting the people you love from having to make hard decisions without guidance. So if this topic has been on the back burner for you, let's bring it forward. Not because it's urgent today, but because waiting makes it just harder. Having the conversation now gives you options, dignity, and peace of mind for everybody involved. I hope you made it this far into the video. Feel free to use it with your loved ones as you plan. Even better, let's get a family meeting set up, and I'll help you go over some of these conversation items. I know it's a heavy topic, but it's important. That's all for now. Have a great weekend.